My beloved child, listen carefully, don't skip this message, because something remarkably subtle yet life-changing has quietly unfolded in the tapestry of your life. There is a reason your heart has been feeling strangely quiet yet deeply expectant over these past few days. There is a reason the noisy worries of your past no longer carry the same weight, a reason old doubts have begun to lose their grip, and a reason you feel an undeniable sense of transition settling into your soul. You are not misreading these internal signals. Somewhere in the world, in a room filled with wealth, influence, and high status, your soulmate was invited to a millionaire's private dinner. It was an exclusive gathering designed around prestige, connections, and superficial grandeur, yet in the middle of that polished evening, a single, unexpected question was asked about you. And that single question changed the entire trajectory of the night, shifting your soulmate's perception forever. For a long time, you may have felt as though your journey was taking place in quiet obscurity, wondering if your devotion, your resilience, and your quiet grace were ever being noticed by the world. You may have spent late nights questioning whether someone could truly value your heart in a culture obsessed with surface appearances, shallow success, and quick thrills. But this message is not about chasing validation, nor is it about rushing out into the world to force a connection. It is about preparing your spirit internally for a love that is already choosing you in rooms you haven't even entered yet. That evening, amidst crystal glasses, expensive titles, and grand displays of fortune, someone turned to your soulmate and asked what truly mattered to them, who held their deepest respect, and who brought peace to their spirit. And when your soulmate spoke of your essence, your integrity, and the unmistakable energy you carry, the superficial aura of that room completely faded away. The world constantly tries to sell us the illusion that human worth is measured by luxury, public attention, extravagant titles, or social status. It encourages people to build polished exteriors while leaving their inner character hollow and neglected. You may have been surrounded by individuals who prioritized appearances over authenticity, leaving you feeling drained, overlooked, or disconnected from the shallow games being played around you. But what transpired at that private dinner proved that true substance always outshines external illusion. While others in that room were busy competing for attention and showcasing their worldly achievements, your soulmate recognized that true abundance is not found in an impressive bank account or an elite social circle. True abundance lives in character, loyalty, emotional maturity, and the quiet dignity of a genuine soul. When your soulmate reflected on you during that conversation, they realized that all the wealth and influence in that room meant nothing compared to the rare, unshakable authenticity you possess. They saw through the glitter of high society and recognized that what they truly craved was not another polished dynamic or strategic alignment, but a deep, sacred harbor where they could lay down their armor. They recognized that your quiet confidence, your capacity for genuine kindness, and your refusal to trade your integrity for shallow approval were qualities no amount of money could ever buy. In that moment, surrounded by worldly power, their heart anchored itself completely to you, understanding that real value lies in how a person makes your soul feel when all the lights go down. For many years, you may have been conditioned to accept emotional breadcrumbs, living in constant uncertainty and wondering where you stood in the lives of those you cared about. Perhaps you grew accustomed to mixed signals, half-hearted promises, and relationships where you felt forced to perform, adapt, or shrink yourself just to keep the peace. You may have convinced yourself that love required endless struggle, that you had to prove your worth repeatedly, or that showing your true, vulnerable self would inevitably lead to rejection or abandonment. You learn to keep your guard high, anticipating disappointment because peace felt like an unfamiliar stranger. But your soulmate's profound realization during that dinner marks the definitive end of those painful emotional patterns. They did not leave that gathering searching for a performance or a superficial companion, they left seeking the grounding truth of your spirit. When your paths cross in the physical world, you will not have to negotiate for basic respect or alter who you are to earn their affection. You will never need to pretend to be richer, smarter, or more sophisticated than you naturally are. Instead of confusion, there will be a steady, calming clarity. Instead of emotional games and strategic distance, there will be transparent intention. Instead of feeling like an afterthought or an option among many, you will experience the overwhelming relief of being honored as an absolute priority. This shift will not manifest through frantic drama, intense pressure, or chaotic circumstances. It will enter your reality quietly, softly, and during the most ordinary moments of your life. It may happen through a routine professional encounter, a casual introduction through a mutual acquaintance, an unexpected conversation during a quiet afternoon, or a simple decision to step outside your comfort zone on a day you felt like staying home. Life rarely announces its most sacred alignments with loud trumpet calls, it reveals them in the gentle, natural flow of daily existence. A simple exchange of words will suddenly feel uniquely profound. A routine moment will carry an inexplicable sense of home. When this person enters your space, you must apply your highest sense of inner wisdom and spiritual discernment. Do not allow yourself to be distracted by external allure, charming words, or impressive social standing. Look straight past the surface features and evaluate the core of their character. Watch how they treat people who have nothing to give them in return. Observe how they handle moments of frustration, how they navigate disagreement, and whether their presence brings genuine peace or subtle chaos to your inner life. Wealth can create an environment of physical comfort, but it can never build emotional security. A polished reputation can open exclusive doors, but it can never guarantee loyalty or kindness. A luxurious lifestyle can attract crowds, but it can never nurture a tired heart. Your true blessing will be a partner who possesses worldly capacity yet remains grounded in deep humility, loyalty, and respect. Someone who sits with you and listens intently without feeling the need to dominate the room or check the clock. Someone who remembers the subtle details of your story, respects your boundaries without hesitation, and treasures your peace above their own ego. You will come to discover that your soulmate carries a deep sense of responsibility in their daily life. They may be accustomed to making critical decisions, leading teams, or navigating environments where others constantly look to them for strength and direction. Yet in your presence, their heavy armor will dissolve effortlessly. Around you, they will feel safe enough to be soft, vulnerable, and completely relaxed. Behind their outward success and steady composure, there was once a quiet exhaustion. A lingering fear that they might spend their entire life surrounded by people who loved them only for what they possessed or provided. When they look at you and realize that you value their soul, their character, and their quiet moments rather than their title or lifestyle, a deep healing will occur within their spirit. They will realize that the question asked at that private dinner was the divine wake-up call that redirected their heart toward what was truly meaningful. You will become the sacred space where they no longer have to lead, protect, or perform, a sanctuary where they can simply exist, be understood, and rest without judgment. This connection will deepen rapidly, not through forced momentum or desperate energy, but because both of you are coming together from a place of spiritual authenticity and emotional maturity. In a world where so many trade their truth for temporary validation, they will find in you an unwavering anchor of real humanity. You will bring light and clarity to their life without ever attempting to control or diminish them. You will make them laugh with a genuine freedom they haven't felt in years. You will challenge them to grow while honoring exactly who they are today. You will become the quiet harbor where they feel entirely safe to put down their defenses, and that level of emotional safety is more precious than any luxury the material world could ever offer. As time moves forward, the reality of their devotion will become clearly visible in the tangible structure of your shared experience. It will reveal itself in the consistent ways they make room for you in their life, regardless of how demanding their world may be. It will show in the natural, unforced manner in which they include you in their vision of the future, speaking of upcoming seasons with a quiet and comfortable "we." They will ask about your deepest aspirations, your unfinished projects, your old wounds, and the quiet dreams you once buried out of fear. You will realize with absolute certainty that this person did not arrive to be a temporary visitor or another lesson in heartbreak. They arrived to stand beside you as a true, unwavering partner for the long journey ahead. However, as this beautiful reality begins to unfold, you may experience one final internal hurdle. A quiet, familiar voice from your past may attempt to whisper hesitation into your spirit. You may feel tempted to compare this steady, peaceful connection with the chaotic, unpredictable dynamics you grew used to surviving in your past. You may find yourself holding your breath, waiting for a hidden catch, or wondering if genuine peace is too good to be true. When you have been trained by life to survive in emotional survival mode, safety can initially feel unfamiliar and unsettling. Do not allow the ghost of old wounds to rob you of the blessing standing in your present. Do not punish a loyal, steady soul for the mistakes of people who were never equipped to love you properly. Give yourself full permission to receive a healthy, peaceful dynamic. Understand that real love does not require friction, anxiety, or constant testing to prove its strength. Deep, mature love provides the quiet, steady foundation you need to communicate openly, heal completely, and expand your life without the constant fear of sudden abandonment. This connection will also dramatically expand the vision you hold for your own life. You will come to realize that you spent far too many years thinking small, lowering your expectations, and shrinking your dreams simply because you were trying to survive in environments that could not handle your full capacity. You lowered your standards because disappointment felt safer than holding on to hope. But your soulmate's presence will act as a powerful, encouraging catalyst for your spirit. They will champion your goals, celebrate your unique creative gifts, and support your personal evolution with unselfish joy. They will ask you what you would build, create, or pursue if fear were completely removed from your heart, and they will stand beside you as you go after those dreams. Their presence will never shrink your independence or overshadow your identity. It will elevate your courage and inspire you to step boldly into your higher purpose. They will walk beside you not as a controller or a critic, but as a steadfast companion who finds genuine joy in watching you bloom into your fullest potential. Keep this eternal truth anchored firmly in your heart. Your intrinsic worth was never defined by whether someone chose you, validated you, or noticed you in the past. You were complete, precious, and whole long before this message reached your ears. You were worthy before anyone ever recognized your value, and you remain whole in your own divine right today. The purpose of this upcoming chapter is not to repair a broken life, but to bring together two complete, authentic individuals who have both chosen truth over illusion. You do not need a partner to make you valuable, but you deserve a partner who recognizes and honors the value that was already inside you. Never lower your standards to accommodate someone else's emotional reluctance or fear. Never sacrifice your peace for temporary crumbs of attention. If genuine, abundant love is entering your life, let it be measured by unshakable trust, mutual respect, light-hearted laughter, unwavering loyalty, and quiet spiritual harmony. Something subtle, beautiful, and divine is aligning right now to bring this physical reality into sharp focus. You may notice small, undeniable synchronicities in your daily walk. A sudden, deep sense of serenity when you think about what lies ahead, a quiet moment of clarity amidst a busy day, or a profound inner confidence that your long season of waiting has fulfilled its purpose. That inner knowing is your personal confirmation, not because every detail of your external life has become instantly perfect, but because you are finally grounded enough in your own spirit to trust the journey unfolding before you. Do not try to force this process, rush the timing, or control the outcomes. Allow the story to unfold with graceful, unhurried precision. When something is truly aligned for your life, you will never need to manipulate circumstances, beg for basic communication, analyze mixed signals, or compete with others for attention. Authentic love flows with steady, calm consistency. It never asks you to compromise your self-respect or lose your dignity in order to keep the relationship alive. It honors who you are at every single step, ensuring you feel seen, protected, and deeply valued. As your life merges with theirs, you may find yourselves stepping into new experiences, broader horizons, and unexpected opportunities together. You may travel to beautiful places, enter new professional or creative circles, and build a life rich in shared abundance and stability. Yet amidst all the external blessings, new settings, and material comfort, you will continuously return to the quiet realization that the greatest treasure is the connection itself. The ultimate luxury will always be waking up beside someone who knows your heart completely and guards your trust with their life. The greatest wealth will be the absolute honesty you share in a world full of pretense. The most rewarding achievement will be looking back together at the winding road you traveled and recognizing that every single delay, every closed door, every painful heartbreak, and every lonely night was quietly guiding you toward this profound, sacred partnership. So if you have been feeling that a major shift is taking place in the unseen, release all residual anxiety and settle into deep, restorative peace. Prepare your heart internally, not with frantic searching or nervous energy, but with calm, confident readiness. Clear your spirit of old resentments and regrets that belong to chapters already closed. Stop looking back at the people who willingly chose to walk away or treat your heart like an option. Stop trying to convince past connections to see the value you carried all along. Your future demands your full presence, not your nostalgia. Your energy is far too sacred to be wasted dwelling on memories that no longer serve where you are going. Somewhere right now, the person who spoke of you at that private dinner is moving through their day with a renewed sense of clarity and focus. They are completing their own preparation, resolving their remaining loose ends, closing their own old chapters, and stepping fully into the emotional maturity required to love you well. You are both moving toward the exact same point of divine intersection. And when you finally stand face to face, you will look into their eyes and understand with complete clarity why every other door had to close, why every previous attempt fell short, and why the timing had to be precisely as it is. Do not be intimidated by the depth, the prosperity, or the beauty of what is coming into your life. When someone chooses you from a place of high character and genuine spiritual alignment, they will never use their position, wealth, or power to make you feel small or dependent. They will never expect you to shrink your personality or surrender your boundaries to fit into their world. A healthy, divine connection produces true harmony and equal partnership, never control or hierarchy. You bring an irreplaceable wealth of your own to this dynamic: your resilience, your deep wisdom, your humor, your untarnished integrity, your lived experience, and your capacity to love with absolute sincerity. Never forget that these spiritual assets cannot be bought with money, traded for social status, or measured by worldly metrics. You bring a rich, beautiful world of your own to this union, and the right person will cherish, honor, and protect that world with everything they have. And when they stand before you and demonstrate through steady, unprompted actions that they choose you continuously, give yourself permission to receive it without fear or hesitation. Watch how they treat you in the quiet moments when no one else is watching. Watch how they handle disagreement, how they defend your peace when life becomes noisy, and how their actions consistently align with their words over time. Because the true mark of your soulmate is not a dramatic declaration or a grand public display, but a steady, unshakable presence whose character remains pure even in the most ordinary moments of life. Perhaps you spent years wondering when your true chapter of happiness would finally begin. Perhaps you watched others fall in love and find their partners while you waited quietly in the background, questioning if you were somehow forgotten by destiny. But you were never forgotten. You were being prepared, protected, and refined. You were being taught how to stand firmly in your own authority, how to distinguish real character from surface glitter, how to forgive yourself for past missteps, and how to guard your heart until someone arrived who was truly worthy of holding it. Every disappointment was refining your wisdom, every sorrow was deepening your empathy, and every delay was ensuring that you would never again settle for anything less than complete, authentic alignment. So stand tall today and take a slow, grounding breath. Focus your energy fully on the life you are actively building. Nurture your spirit, pursue your highest aspirations, care for your mind, and cultivate your own deep joy. Walk into every room with the quiet, effortless confidence of someone who knows their worth was established long before anyone else arrived to notice it. Laugh freely again. Dream without the shadow of fear. Love your life so completely today that anyone who enters it must be an authentic, genuine blessing to be welcomed into your sacred space. The most radiant, magnetic version of you is not the person searching for love out of loneliness, but the person who rests comfortably in self-respect, grounded in peace, and unyielding in their standards. When this person enters your life and the full story of that private dinner is shared between you, you will see that their realization that night was the quiet answer to a prayer you both held for years. Their character will be what sustains your relationship through every changing season of life. Their loyalty will be the steady foundation of your home. And the gentle, respectful way they treasure you in the plainest, most unglamorous moments will reveal everything you ever needed to know about the depth of their devotion. One day soon, you will sit beside this person in quiet contentment, looking back at the version of yourself who once wept over people who could not see your worth. You will remember the long, lonely nights when you wondered if love would ever feel safe, calm, and consistent. And you will smile with deep, overflowing gratitude, because you will finally understand that the delay was never a denial, it was the divine preparation for an extraordinary life built together. My beloved child, remain open, but remain wise. Keep your hope strong, but keep your standards unshakable. Believe in the sacred promise of deep love, but let consistent, long-term action be the only language you trust. When this person arrives, do not idolize the outcome, honor the shared character and truth that made the connection possible. Stand complete in your own value, and let their steady presence confirm what your spirit has known all along. Breathe deeply. Release the past completely. Stop trying to force what is naturally meant to find you. Make room in your spirit for a love that arrives with total clarity, deep mutual respect, and unshakable peace. The person coming toward you will never leave you questioning where you stand in their life. They will demonstrate, through every word, every decision, and every consistent choice, why you never should have doubted your value. Stand tall. Keep your heart open, your mind clear, and your spirit peaceful. Because the greatest love story of your life is not about being saved from a difficult world, it is about two complete, authentic souls meeting at the exact right moment to build something extraordinary together. And when that day comes, you will look into their eyes, feel the deep peace settling into your heart, and whisper with quiet certainty, "Now I understand why I had to wait." Your story is far from over. In truth, it is only just beginning.